Hello, you are tuning into the Chic Mortgage Millennial. So hope all of you all are doing well. Thank you so much for tuning into my videos. I know that people have said that they've learned a lot of information, which is really good. So want to say that I appreciate you for tuning in. So make sure that you like, subscribe, tell all of your friends, and let's learn about mortgages. A lot of times people tell me, I was going through the process of getting a house and they said that I was pre-qualified, but now they're saying I can't get a mortgage. So I thought an interesting topic would be, what's the difference between pre-qualified and pre-approved? Unfortunately, there are a lot of people out here who don't necessarily take all of the steps that they need to take in order to make sure that you are ready to go out and buy your first house, if this is your first house. A lot of times when you call someone and say, hey, how are you doing? I'm really interested in buying a house. And that person that you're speaking with, they may be a licensed professional, but maybe they just say, oh, tell me, how much do you make a year? And you're like, oh yeah, I make like 100,000 a year. I make like 5,000 a month. Not saying that all of that adds up. I'm just throwing figures out here. But, you tell them that you make a certain amount of money, or you tell them, yeah, I'm self-employed. I have this rental income. I have this rental property. And, you just have all of this money. So they're like, okay, they plug in all of the numbers that you tell them based on what you've stated income. And it's like, okay, well, how much money do you have? Well, I'm trying to work on about 50,000 and, I'm about to make a deposit tomorrow. And it's like, 50,000? Like, so where's that money coming from? Well, I just keep it in the house. I keep it up under my mattress. I got that mattress money. So if a loan officer doesn't ask these additional questions and get you to start answering and opening up to them, then you might deposit $50,000 in cash right before it's time to buy a house. And, that's not going to work. Because all deposits when you're getting a mortgage have to be verified, all large deposits. So cash, no. So a lot of times when someone is getting pre-qualified, those type of questions, like how much money do you make? How much money do you have for this purchase? A lot of people are telling you what they have, but then when you're going through their actual documents, it's like, hey, you said that you've had your own business for 10 years and now it's showing you've only filed taxes for your business for 1 year. And you basically said that you didn't make any money. So that's like, that's an LO's worst nightmare. So getting pre-qualified, I really don't even do pre-qualifications. I need to see all of your documentation up front for a solid pre-approval. The process of getting pre-approved is when you're working with a mortgage loan originator like myself, we want to make sure that we have all of your documents before we send you out to go purchase a house with your realtor, because there's no point in sending out a non-solid pre-qualification. Then you're looking for a house, you get all excited, you put an offer in, and the whole deal falls apart. I know it's happened to you all, and I know that I get people who are like, well, they told me that I was pre-approved. They told me I was pre-approved, but it wasn't a solid pre-approval. It was more like a pre-qualification based on what you stated. So you want to make sure when you are going out or you make the decision, hey, I'm going to buy a house, that you're working with someone who can, who you can trust, who's going to make sure that they address any red flags beforehand. And when you send in all of your paperwork, they are actually evaluating your paperwork and making sure that you can purchase whatever house or whatever price range that has been provided to you. Even though pre-approval, it shouldn't necessarily take long. I give my borrowers usually, or my buyers, I give them about 48 hours turnaround time. Of course, it can be sooner than that, but once you give me all of your documentation that I've requested for that pre-approval, once you give me your 2 most recent pay stubs, your W-2s, tax returns if necessary, and whatever information that I provide to you on that checklist, once I'm able to actually see that, then I can say, okay, you told me that, you had this amount of money, but this is what your pay stub is showing. Or this is what your tax returns have shown for the past 2 years. Or I can ask those questions like, okay, your W-2 saying that you made this amount, or your year-to-date income is not adding up. You don't want to necessarily just work with someone who just plugs in numbers on what you've said, because although we know that you are very passionate about how much money you make and how much money that you are bringing to the table, we want to make sure that everything can be verified and documented before it gets to a processor and before it gets to an underwriter. Because once that underwriter gets that file, and if they send these conditions like, hey, we need you to verify this deposit, we need to know where this is coming from, this borrower said that they have such and such amount of money, but based on the tax transcripts, it's only showing such and such and such and such. Like, there is so many red flags that if you have been in the industry and if you kind of know how to maneuver through certain situations, you can save a lot of deals. Because nowadays, people who are working or are self-employed, we're definitely millennials. So we have like 12 jobs, right? Or we have, multiple streams of income. When you're buying a house, you want to make sure that you are ready on
all sides
to buy. And that means if you feel like, you have mattress money, you want to disclose your mattress money. That way we can, give you advice on what to do, because you need to have your money in the bank. I always tell people, deposit. Why do you have cash? Why do you have cash? We do not need to have cash. No cash, okay? Cash scares me, because just deposit it in the bank. Please, please. Deposit it in the bank so you can show that you have money, right? But that's the main difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval. A pre-qual, tear it up, throw it in the trash. No, nobody wants it.
You don't even go here.
No, we do not want pre-quals. We want a solid pre-approval. That way, when you go out shopping with your realtor, you and your realtor are confident that, okay, all I have to do is write this contract and my buyer is going to be good, because we have a solid pre-approval and processing goes smooth, and bam, you're at the closing table. If you have ever experienced someone telling you that you are pre-qualified for a purchase and the deal just fell apart, drop it in the comments. Let me know, because I know that it happens to people and it's just not fun. It's not fun at all, because you want to make sure that you are getting your documents, and then, test your mortgage loan originator that you are working with. If they're just going based off of what you stated and they're like, oh, here, yep, sign right here, because this all we need. Oh, no, you can't give me that document. Okay, that's fine. Sure, let's send it in. You might want to second guess and just say, okay, I thought I was supposed to send some documents to him. He's not really looking at anything. And sometimes it's not necessarily to say that they are a bad person. They most definitely could just be very busy, overwhelmed with pre-approvals. But you just always want to make sure that you're taking that extra step and providing a solid pre-approval, reviewing their documents, going the long mile, getting all of the unnecessary stuff behind the scenes that, we have to get. So that is the main difference, and hopefully this video is not too long because I want to always keep it short for you all. That way you're not overwhelmed with information. So let me know what you think. Let me know what questions you have about buying a house or the mortgage process. I usually send out instructions for pre-approval every time I'm working with someone new. That way they kind of get get a little preview of the process and we know what to expect. Of course, does everything always go according to plan? No, but also you want to make sure that you're working with someone that you can trust. Ask questions and they will make sure that they will give you the answer. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is the Chic Mortgage Millennial, here with another video. I hope that you all enjoyed. Hope that you learned something really quick, and I'll be back for another mortgage tips, mortgage advice again. All right, I will talk to you soon. Again, if you're interested in being pre-approved, please make sure that you reach out to me. I'm more than happy to assist. I am licensed in Georgia, but if you're in another state, we can do business in most states, especially with our down payment assistance program. It is offered in most states, so please make sure that you reach out to me. I'm more than happy to assist in any way that I can. Thank you so much for watching.